urban regeneration has made significant use of public-private partnerships. And that is now an area where the UK has unparalleled experience and expertise, and it's become a global industry in its own right. And we're here to help develop the links and partnerships. And our trade and investment promotion arm, UK Trade and Investment, is represented across India through our British Deputy High Commissions and our British trade offices. And our team is ready and equipped to help Indian companies source specific solutions or to facilitate business tie-ups with UK companies. So please do use us.
On behalf of RICS, I would like to thank the Ministry of Urban Development, Government of India and UK Trade and Investments for extending their kind support and encouragement. I would also like to thank the Honourable Minister, Mr. Kamal Nath, for having graced this occasion, and other dignitaries including Mr. Marcus Potter, Mr. Hun Kim, Dr. Mrs. Isha Judge Aluwalia, Mr. Barry Lowen. Thank you for sharing your views today. We are thankful to the contribution of all the partners who have helped immensely in shaping the content of this conference and promoting it to the industry. Our partners for the conference include the Euro India Centre, University of Ulster, Institute of Competitiveness, Salmon Leap, Construction Week. Finally, I would like to thank the conference sponsors, without whose support an event like of this scale would not be possible. The title sponsors are M3M, associate sponsor Bhartiya City, co-sponsors Mahindra World City, Veolia, JCB and Lubrizol. And also thank you to Sachin Sandeer and his team who are the force behind this conference, and thank you the audience for being patient.
And here we'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll see the highlights of Day 2. Stay tuned, you're watching RICS Vision of Cities, a Zee Business special. Welcome back after the break. You're watching RICS Vision for Cities. Just for our viewers who just tuned in, RICS is the world's leading self-regulatory professional body for qualification and standards in land, property, construction and associated environment issues. Before we get into the interactive session between the eminent speakers, let's have a quick look at what S. Vijay, MD Salmon Leap Associates, has to say on the critical elements for the future class of cities of India.
If you are late, you could possibly be the latest. And could you take advantage of being late and be the latest and integrate the best in class? That was the goal. Whatever you see in terms of the GDP growth, in terms of the number of people to be included into these cities, in terms of the number of people who will come into employable age and how much the cities of India are going to contribute to the GDP, the whole thing seems to be hinging from now over the next 2 decades. Most of the youngsters here probably would be occupying the key critical positions by then. That position is going to be critically dependent on whether we really succeed in building these cities or not. That's a global consultant's perspective.
As part of a macro debate, leading infrastructure experts discussed prominent issues that needed attention to encourage PPP model in the context of delivering sustainable urban infrastructure. Let's have a look at few important pointers from the discussion.
In this panel, we have a number of promoters working on projects ranging from real estate deals to cities to multi-cities, and also a number of trusted advisors who've seen a variety of different projects, and we'll try to draw them out in that regard. So let me continue, Sangeeta, with 2 themes, one around connectivity and linkage, and one around confidence building. And for example, in the Mahindra World City in Chennai, it's on a rail link, and you had to start from greenfield in the middle of nowhere and develop confidence with the corporates to go there. Can you make some comments about how you build confidence in a place, actually, and you were also in 2 states, in Chennai and Jaipur, particularly in Chennai, far away from anywhere. How do you start to build that confidence that then can escalate?
Let me tell you what we did was, without any customer, and I think that's where a large group with resilience, and I'm mentioning that again, is required. without any customer, we appointed the best in business in terms of master planning, in terms of design, and started building the infrastructure. Now, of course, there will be reviews. What is the financial return? There was a belief that if we start off and we show to the world around, yes, we believe in it, the Mahindras believe in it. And the second point was the partnership with the government. Because partnership with the government was that there would be, even if the world outside may not know, they would know that we have a tacit or active support of the government. How much support we get is secondary. But what is the message we are giving to the world outside is, we have the government with us. We are willing to walk the mile ahead of others. This is a place to be in. This is a corridor which is going to emerge. And I think that's the key element.
What differences do you see in municipalities or new cities if the client is municipal government, if the client is a pure, what I would characterize as a real estate company, or if the client is an industrial company like the Mahindra? Do you see them behaving differently in what they ask you to draw, what they ask you to build, what they ask you to conceive?
One of the big issues that India has to face up to, and it's been said several times over the last couple of days, is the lack of capacity at the local urban area, but also throughout the system. And I know that's been seen and things are being done about it. I mean, one of the things which is clearly very much missing here is a cadre of city managers. There isn't the capacity and the ability to manage cities, and you don't have to walk very far from your front door to see that. But I do know that there are plans, and I've read.
What are you trying to do, and why is it good for India?
Connectivity is one key puzzle to the whole thing. So if you provide connectivity, you do one critical thing, and that is your ability to monetize land values. And that is, to my mind, the most critical part of the whole urbanization process in India. Because land in India hitherto has been linked very intricately to the political process, and you need to depoliticize the whole process of land development and create a business model of urbanization. If you're not able to create a business model of urbanization, all that we are talking about will not take off. The second key thing to my mind is once that the government provides the key connectivity. The second key issue to my mind is the ability of the government to bring in good, really top-of-the-line master planning, and that is what DMICDC has done, to bring in some of the best master planners from across the world who've created new cities in different parts of the world based on their international experience, because the whole process of master planning has greatly changed the world over.
One more point, we spoke about planning. Everybody agrees that we need to have a good plan when you want to plan a big city. There has to be a governance issue, there has to be all the stakeholders need to be involved, the social issues, the cultural issues. But one thing which I've seen in India which is lacking, and I think which prevents, is the execution capability.
Time to slip into another short break, but you don't go anywhere because lots more coming up on the flip side. Welcome back once again. Let's see a panel discussion moderated by Dr. Amit Kapoor on the successful planning, regeneration and governance within the existing cities.
Dr. Lal, if I ask you, you've been actually working in the area of say verticality and densely populated cities, or you're talking about walkability. How do you enhance the point that Christopher was saying? How do you actually make cities more sustainable and more competitive?
One term which is being used for describing compactness as a positive quality for sustainable cities, it should not be confused with verticality. Verticality is not compactness, and compactness is compactness. You can have compact cities like Barcelona, where the average height of the building may be 5 to 6 stories, and you get a very well balanced city in which walkability, enjoyment of the open space, energy utilization, because you don't spend too much energy going vertically. And you also don't become a captive